Yo, what's going on guys? Daniel here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys some of this War of Mine gameplay. It is the survival based game where you have to go scavenge at night, try to stay alive from raids, try to make sure people don't get killed while you're scavenging. It can be pretty freaking intense, and they added it so you can make your own characters, but you can't really have your own picture or nothing like that, but that's completely fine. So of course I made me, I'm the guy in the blue jacket, I made my cousin Parker, and I made Rachel, of course. But there we go. So what it basically tells you here is war's been going on in the city, and now everything's basically a ruin. People are forced to scavenge for supplies. There's like armed people out there. There's like the military that can be turned bad and all that crap. There's a whole bunch of basically bad things that can possibly go down has happened. So right off the bat, you see these hand kind of things, and they are like you can interact with these things and try to find either loot from food arranged to stuff that helps you build. So right off the bat, we got some raw food, we can cook it, we got some sugar, and we got some electric parts. These are actually extremely useful, so it's really good to get those right off the bat. So right off the bat, I'm going to make my people try to clear out this place, because this is your safe haven. This is your main starting area. So what you want to do is clear all the rubble. There's some herbs there that we can use for medicinal purposes or make some cigarettes out of. But right off the bat, you want to make a workbench and make yourself a shovel or a crowbar if you can. Make them both, because it would allow you to dig through this stuff much quicker. There we go, there's some more stuff. We also get a lockpick, which is pretty cool. Lockpicks are used to go through locked doors and allow you to actually basically break into people's things without them knowing. Because as you see, when I run, I don't know if it shows you because it's inside my house, but when you run, it irradiates a pulse, and what that pulse does is, I'm going to try and see if it will show it. No, it doesn't show it. Basically, what the pulse means is you're making noise, and whatever's in that radius can hear you. So you want to try and play this really more of like a ninja in a way. You want to be really sneaky and as quiet as you possibly can be. Can we go outside this way? No, I didn't think so. But yeah, you want to try and be as sneaky as possible. But before I do anything else, I'm going to tell you guys a little about some more stuff. So, the hand icon means it's interactive, like you can interact with it. So as you see, I can search this stuff up there. Or, you know, if it's a chair like such, you can actually sit your person down. And if they either like coffee, which if you click on this, it'll tell you right here. So my guy's strong-willed, he doesn't really like anything. He's a psychologist. Rachel's character is persuasive, she doesn't care about coffee or smokes. What was she? I don't know. I don't even remember what these people are. Parker is familiar with guns. But yeah, none of them actually need like smokes or anything like that, which is super useful. But then you have things like this. This is a workbench. This is where you'll be making almost everything you need to help survive. And you can also upgrade it, which is what that means right there. So if I actually go here, I can make a bed. We have 0 beds. So when it comes to nighttime, when our people need to sleep, normally you want a person on guard, a person to sleep, and a person to scavenge. Chairs, which you can use to like read a book and forget about the war. Heaters for when winter comes. Could come anytime, I don't know. A radio allows you to listen to what's going on in the world. Stove, cook your food. Moonshine still allows you to make some moonshine, aka alcohol, if you guys don't know what moonshine is. And you can use it for trading or use it for, say if you gotta kill somebody innocent and they get extremely depressed, you can drink and it'll go away. Metal workshop, which allows you to make tools and stuff, which is what we're gonna make. Rain collector allows you to clearly collect the rain, and then you have to use the filter to actually make it into drinkable water. Then you have some things with fuel, which don't really need right now, but right away we're going to go into making the metal workshop. I'm going to go put it over here because I like my beds being close by, so right here I'm going to put our beds most likely. So as these guys just dig through stuff, because everything's locked and things are in the way. once she's done with this, we can actually make her go outside. And there's 2 things in here. We actually have a kick-ass looking treehouse. I don't know how safe it is. But you guys can actually, this game's freaking beautiful. For the, like, graphic-wise, it's not, like, amazing. But for the type of game that it is, it's pitch perfect. It's, like, what you would want or expect with a game like this. So there's more supplies, which is really nice. A lot of these things you can't just blow off. A lot of them you actually have to like stockpile. Because a lot of things are really hard to make, and later on it actually does become really hard to find certain things. And the worst thing about this game is, if you get too attached to your damn characters, they will fucking die. That's the worst part. Is if don't get too attached. It's like most games that you play, it's like don't get attached. Yeah, don't get attached. Ooh, we actually get some veggies right off the bat. That's really useful because you can use vegetables and raw food to make stews, and so it's extremely useful. I want to go back to her. I'm just gonna make her wait right here because we'll break that open once we make the crowbar. I think we're making crowbars can be used to break through locked doors like this. See how it, this icon here means it's locked, and if we have a lockpick we can pick it, or we can use a crowbar and break it open. Same with these giant wardrobe kind of things. You can also break those open. Parker, as you seen, that door had a whole bunch of like, that had like an X on it. That means it's blocked off and had like wood on it and stuff like that. And so now we're also going to make the shovel. The shovel will allow us to go through the rubble a lot quicker instead of taking like 4 hours of your person just constantly digging through. So there's some jewelry used for bartering, and then some herbs. You can't meet the actual players like Pavel, Katya, and stuff like that. If you guys have ever seen this game before, there's actually, before you could make your own characters, there was already the original characters which have certain skills which are really good, so making your own characters kind of sucks. But honestly, I don't care. I think it's gonna be hella fun. But the main goal is basically try. Oh my god, we got some bandages right off the bat. That's sweet. That means we can kind of be a little bit crazy. We can go hard on people right off the bat, which would be super useful. There we go. Gonna bring her down here now. Actually, stay right there, so we can dig this up in a second. I'll take my guy and go down here. My plan is, since my guy's strong-willed, which is actually a really good perk to have right off the bat, that means I can basically kill people and my guy won't really care about it. So I'm basically going to be the killer. I want her to be the scout. Like, she's going to go and scout things, move stuff to certain locations, and basically try to be as passive as she can be. Parker, he's going to be our guard. He's good with guns. That means mostly if you're on guard, you basically watch from raiders, and when people try to raid you, you can use you can actually use a gun or something if you can get one, a weapon or whatnot, and you can use it to fend off against the bad guys. Can we make a bed right off the bat? That'd be super useful. We almost cleared out everything and we still have a lot of time left, which is incredible. Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. So right off the bat, we want to make ourselves a bed. That way our people can sleep at night. But you always want somebody to sleep, somebody on guard. And you always want somebody to go scavenge. And people can get wounded, they can get sick, they can like get so badly wounded that they're incapable of being healed, and then they can get how do I say this? They can get extremely sick, and to the point when they can actually pass around like the flu, and then it turns into like a plague and stuff like that, and people can die from it, which is kind of depressing. There's some meds. Taste terrible, but they can save your life in sickness. Some clean water and some books, which is really useful. Keeps your people happy, and then they don't have to think about the war. But let's see if we can make anything else. There are people that will come to your door with missions, by the way. I don't know if rebels and evil people could come, but you can get like your neighbors and stuff to be like, oh hey, I noticed you moved in here, could you help us, and stuff like that. Which is pretty cool. So we're gonna make the radio because our people. I like to know what's going on in the world. I'm gonna put it right there. So if you click our things, it goes into here. Our shelter is a bit of oh no, the word is reprieve from the horrors of war. We only have one chair, we have one bed. We could use more. It's hard to get a good night's sleep on hand. Cold concrete. On hard cold concrete. Okay. We don't have a radio, or we're making one now. We don't know what's going on in the city. We have a few books. A good book helps us forget about the horrors of war. Staying here is better than living in a complete ruin. We have breaches in the walls, our shelter is not safe, and we should constantly be on guard. So one cool thing is you can actually like board up this stuff with your house. I'm like trying to find where a hole is. There's a hole here. Doesn't look like there's much things wrong with this base. Maybe right there, that huge wall actually, and then right there as well. Yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, what I like to do is I like to have a chair close to the door, so say if somebody's not tired, they can just sit there, and if anybody comes, you know, they'll be safe, and they can talk to them, or, you know, if it's a trader, they're ready at all times. I like to have my people sleep during the day, that way when they're up at night, they won't get tired, and they can guard and be completely fine. I'm gonna try and play on an extreme level. Here we go, here's some tuning. The rebel leader instructs us and warns people, do not cross the front line. Failure to do that, you can get shot. It's a nice sunny day out. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Doesn't seem to have anything there, it's kind of weird. Some music. Getting back to that. So that's what the radio does, you can keep informed. Keep yourself like knowing what's going on in the world, and helps you know when winter and stuff is coming. So we can make a knife, crowbar, lockpick, and a shovel. It costs weapon parts and 5 of the metal materials. What can we get from here? Another bandage, oh damn. Some books, sugar, and water. It's actually pretty good. Alright, so since we scavenged everything, we can now just end the day. And we'll go into nighttime. And this is where you can choose. These two places are always completely safe, which is a bonus. It always makes you start out with 2 newbie areas. But as you see here, your characters, you can scavenge, guard, sleep on the floor, or sleep in a bed. So Parker's our guard. My guy is gonna sleep, and then Rachel's gonna scavenge. And so we can choose either the abandoned cottage. So it just has a whole bunch of leftovers. So it has some food, huge amounts of materials, some meds, huge amounts of weapons, lots of parts. Lots of food, huge amount of materials, lots of meds, huge amount of weapons, lots of parts. I'm gonna go to the abandoned cottage first. I don't know if we should take anything, but we're gonna do it just in case. You never know like what's actually gonna happen when you do come to these places. So looters must have been here. They left in a hurry. The door's locked. There's a rat in here because I've been here before. So I see the red means there's something in there. The rat's out right there. So I see if I run, it does the pulse, and that means it's making noise. And what I do is I scavenge everything in here and I bring it out to the closest exit. So we're just gonna charge into this house, try to carry my mind, because I'm pretty sure no one's gonna be in here other than the rat. So you can actually have things like that people like left behind, and you can look at them. A family photo of parents and 2 daughters. Good thing the girls don't resemble like their father. He looks like a bear. Oh, see, I'm glad I brought the shovel and I brought the crowbar. So we're just gonna dig through this really quickly. But this is what scavenging is. There can be bad people. There can be stuff that's locked, and you need crowbars, and you need like a saw blade, stuff like that. People can, from reading these kind of things, like looking at them, people can basically be triggered off of it, and they'll enter when you came in this house. Say I came in this house and like there's no one here, right? Say if I look at this here, it can trigger an event. So say, hey Tommy, we left you some supplies underneath the sink. We'll be back later tonight. And then that means it can have a character come inside the house, be like, hey, That's why you want to kind of like close the door behind you and stuff like that. They'll be like, hey, did I leave the door open? I think someone's here. And then they'll come in and be like, kind of sketchy. And they could either be good or they can either be bad and try and kill you and stuff like that. But yeah, right away, you want to try and get as much stuff as you can. And how I play it is, like I said, I bring everything to the closest thing. Because you're going to visit these places more than once. And since I don't want to bore you guys with just me being a pacifist in a way, I'm going to try and basically bring it closer to the door. So every time I do come here, I can quickly end the day, quickly end the night, stuff like that. We actually are going to fix this. So like I said before, they'll have planks on it. If it's a symbol like that, that means you have to, the door's either blocked off, you can't get out it one way, or you have to break it down the other way. So right away, this is the closest one to the exit. There can be people that shoot you and stuff, like snipers. Like if you look right here, it says sniper. I guess that wasn't a perfect time to say that because it's doing all this. But as you see, I store everything in here. If you guys look right there, it says sniper and shows an arrow up here. So I'm guessing if we are too loud or we show... Nah, see, we're way too tall to... I mean, we're way too short to actually be even hit by that. But if you're safe, you go in like the backyard and stuff like that. There are people that can shoot you and you can't shoot them back because they're like... Technically, it's like an event. But I really like the graphics of this game. Like, it's all rugged. The cool thing is, like, I'm not a big fan of like shooter games, like, and all that stuff. So you can actually choose to just, like, as you see right here, there's scavenging mode and then there's the combat mode. And so with the combat mode, you can actually, like, hide behind stuff and, like, assassinate people and stuff like that, which is really cool. But if you kill, like, civilians, your people get incredibly depressed. And if you steal from people that need the things, that when you don't need it, your characters can get really depressed. I'll tell you about what a lot of these things are once I'm done scavenging this place, because we only have so much time and I really don't want to waste it. So once it goes up here, you can see how it goes black and then gray and then red. The gray means, yeah, that's how much time you have left. The red means if you're in that, you want to try and leave as fast as you can, because if you don't make it out once it goes all the way to the top, your character will get left behind, and then they have a chance of getting hurt because it becomes daylight and stuff like that. So I'm also going to read this. On the first day they robbed us. 2 days later they murdered our girls. I shot every one of them, but I don't want to use the gun anymore. It's broken and buried in the backyard. The next part looks shaky. If you're reading this, don't look for me. So, like I said, people can raid you. As you see, these people got raided. And then they got fucking murdered. That's crazy. They're always... Damn. That's crazy to think about, because, like, people live in these kind of situations, like, across the world and stuff like that, like, that's scary. Like, damn. But that didn't trigger an event, did it? Oh, it did. See, this wasn't there before. This wasn't here before. That means that's probably the gun parts that they were talking about. So it triggered an event and showed you a hidden item that you couldn't find, which is really cool. If you right click, it makes you take all. By the way, that's something I learned. I always would like drag this stuff into my inventory or click it. Left click makes you take one, right click makes you take all. So say if you're depositing everything, if you left click it, sorry, I'm yawning. If you left click it, it takes away one. If you right click it, takes away it all. The good thing is, like, next time I come here, all the stuff will be in there because I'm bringing it all to here. Well, to this spot. That means when I do enter, my character will be right here, and then I can instantly loot it and I can instantly leave, which will save us a lot of time on this gameplay. These games, you want to be sneaky and stealthy and stuff like that. Oh my god, we hit the mother load of food. And sugar and water. Sugar and water are really useful because sugar is used to make moonshine, same with the water, and the water helps you actually cook food and stuff like that. Like, because you have to, like, boil it over the stove. So, to deposit everything in here, of course. The worst thing is, like, I don't know if you can upgrade your backpacks or whatnot, but, like, 12 slots isn't a lot, especially when you get some gear and some weaponry. Because, like, you always want to, if you have a weapon, you always want a gun and a, say, knife, or a gun and a shovel, gun and an axe, or something like that. You can have that as a combo, so you can shoot people from afar, And then if they get too close, you can whip out your melee weapon. So that means there's 2 slots there. Plus you need to carry ammo. Then if you get armor, you have to also carry that. So it's like 6 to 4 slots of just gear, which kind of sucks. I don't know what teddy bears do. They're cute, but that's all I know. I really want to get the new version of this game, which has kids in it, so it makes the game a little more intense and stuff like that. I don't know what the kids can do at all. I've never seen anything to do with the kids gameplay, but like, I think it'd be fun and a lot, like, harder. Goddamn, I'm so bad at wording things. But there, we just got a broken weapon and we got some weapon parts, which is really cool. So as you see right there, broken pistol and some weapon parts. So now all I have to do is go down here, clear it out. We're almost in the red, which isn't good, but that's fine. Yeah, if you guys want to see me doing scavenging things like when it's like this, please tell me below. I'll try and upload the first video after we clear out all this, because this will be a 20+ minute video. I will be editing the loading screens. I always cut the loading screens out, so if I do ever, like, if I don't notice it and I'm talking through and then it just like cuts out, that's what it is. Now I hear a ticking noise and that means we're in danger. That means we can get left behind because we're in the red, which isn't what we want to be at. But I believe if my character's fast enough, I hope. Okay, she's taking her sweet time. With 20 minutes. Oh my fucking god. She needs to run. She needs to run. She needs to run. She needs to run. Not much time left. Oh my god. 10 minutes left. I have to risk it because I want to take stuff back. Oh. Okay, we should be able to get some things now. So, I'm gonna take the food and the bandages. And then I'm gonna take as much parts and stuff as I can. Pretty sure we have a good chunk of wood still, so there we go. Run. Oh, that was so close. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end off the episode here. This will go on to day 2. Pretty good time to end it off because my game actually just crashed, which kind of sucks. But yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed this game. If you do, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, whatever you possibly can do to help out my channel. I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but guys, honest to god, this game is going to be hella fun. We can get attacked randomly, or people can get killed. Don't get too attached to anybody. If you guys do want more seasons of this, you guys could leave down below, like, saying yes or whatnot. Other than that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I have a good idea for if we do a season 2. I can either start with 2 people, or I can try and start with 1 person, which is hard because you always get raided. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.